Living with Scars and Secrets. This video is made to inspire. Today is December the 27th, 2019. If I haven't learned anything from this year, I have learned that tomorrow is not promised. I have also learned that I have a story to tell. When I was born, I received the name Jocelyn Palmer. I was born May the 8th, 1991. At the age of 4 or 5, my innocence was taken away. I was again raped at the age of 8 years old until the age of 17 by multiple males. As a young child, my mind was scrambled. I had a hard time focusing, concentrating, communicating, and expressing how I was feeling. I stayed isolated in my room off to myself. I didn't have any friends. I soon became angry, frustrated, mad at the world. Because before then, I felt like all people were good people. Everyone was nice. Everyone was loving. I didn't really understand that all people are not good people. I didn't understand that you have to be cautious and aware. I didn't understand what no meant. I didn't understand that no means no. I began to feel invisible, like nobody seen me, like nobody could see me. I felt like a ghost. I felt just invisible. I felt like people was walking past me without speaking. I felt like nobody could see me. I was also bullied and made fun of. Later, I became very angry and frustrated. Angry and frustrated at what was happening to me and the pain and the scars and the things that I had endured. And as I will begin to tell my story or to tell my truth to someone, not knowing that I will again be violated. So I felt that I wasn't important. I felt invisible. I felt powerless. I felt like a mute. I felt like no matter how much I yelled, screamed, hollered, no matter what I did, it made no difference in my life. It was times that I prayed, God, just kill me. I just want to die. God, why you just leaving me here in this world? I just want to be with you, God. I loved going to church. I loved, going to church. I loved being in the midst of God. Church was somewhere that I felt that I could go and I could have a peace of mind. At a young age, I began to recreate my life. I began to make up my life and tell fairy tales of what I wished and wanted my life to be like. I always stood out. I was always different. Like I said, I was bullied and made fun of. I didn't have any friends. I stayed isolated to myself. And when I did think that I made friends, it was out of pity or it was because they wanted something from me. I was very naive. I felt like I could trust in and everybody. Like I said, I felt like all people were good people. Failing to really realize that all people are not good people. Anytime anybody asked, have anybody ever touched you? I would tell my truth to anyone that would listen. Walking away feeling like it made no difference. Walking away still feeling invisible, still feeling like a mute, still feeling powerless, still feeling unimportant, still feeling like I wasn't special to anyone, still feeling like nobody loved me, nobody cared. I love singing. I really enjoy singing. I enjoy going to church. Before enduring such a traumatic experience, I was very happy, very loving, very outgoing. I would shine so bright. But after such a traumatic experience, I began to dim my light and stayed isolated, stayed distant, stayed quiet. I began to be a mute and to be silent. I began to go along instead of, instead of standing up for myself, instead of speaking my truth, instead of standing in my truth, I began to create the world that I wish that I would have had. Not really realizing that sometime when I would tell my truth, I would be deceived by the ones that I was telling my truth to. I was later diagnosed with depression and bipolar. I received medication. In school, I couldn't really focus and concentrate. The medicine made me drowsy, so I slept through school. I was very suicidal. I took a bottle of pills. I just didn't want to live. I felt like it was no need of being alive. I felt like my life was pointless. I felt like a mistake, an accident. And when I attempted my suicide and God didn't allow me to die, I began to feel like I was so bad that God didn't even want me. I felt like everywhere I was going or everywhere I went, I was being made fun of and I was being talked about. I felt invisible. I felt like nobody loved me and nobody cared. I felt like nobody came to my rescue and nobody helped me. I began to act out, fight, scream, yell, cause trouble. Every chance I got, I caused trouble. I was a troubled child, angry, frustrated, all over the place, not really realizing that what I sincerely really just wanted was help, was love, was to feel important, was to feel special to someone, for someone to come to my rescue, for someone to stand up and go to bats for me. But instead, I got the total opposite. I grew up in a household that believed in tough love. My father was in and out of my life, in and out of jail, in and out of prison. My mother was still trying to find herself and get to know the woman whom she was herself. February the 14th, 2005, I was put into foster care. I went to several foster homes. Then I ended up in a group home. I didn't stay at any of the foster homes because, like I've already said, I was a troubled child and nobody had the patience to really reach me and help me. I was put on medication. I never received counseling. I never received therapy. I never had one-on-one talks, but I always received medication. Later, since I was receiving the medication, later I felt that I might as well just take the whole bottle. Like, if this is what's supposed to help me, I'm just going to take the whole bottle. So I took the whole bottle of pills. I slept for 2 days. And later I woke up and I really realized later at the age of 18 that I'm here because God wants me to be here. I'm here because I'm not an accident. I'm here because I'm appointed to be here. I'm here because God called me to be here. I'm here because I have a story to tell. I'm here because I matter and I make a difference. I wanted friends. I wanted to have sleepovers. I wanted to have a sweet 16. I wanted to have a sweet 18. I wanted to have best friends to grow up with. I wanted to have just a friend, but I had no real true friend. Instead, I had people that felt sorry for me, or people that would be my friend to get something from me. It never was a true and honest friend that I had. Today, I am the age of 28 years old, and I choose to make this video and to tell my story because I realize that I have power. I realize that I am the change that's needed. I realize that I am called by God, and I realize that my story will make a difference if it's not just to one young lady or a one male. I feel that it's only right that I speak up and that I stand up and no longer be silent, but stand in my truth and tell my story. Be the lioness that I am. Be the queen that I am. Stand and be who I am. I've had my time of being pity, waddling and being sad, standing in the bed, crying every day, crying every night, crying to God, why me, why me, why me, why me? I've had my time of playing the blame game, pointing fingers at any and everybody. But today I realize that I have power. I realize that I can own and move forward in my life. I have learned that my yesterday does not determine who I am today. I realize that I still have the opportunity to be happy. I still have the opportunity to shine bright. I still have the opportunity to have amazing friends. I realize that I have the chance to make a difference. I want to encourage you not to be a mute, not to be silent, but to stand up and to tell your story. I want to encourage you to stand in your truth. I want to encourage you to tell in and everyone your story because you make a difference and you do matter. I had to learn that I have power. I had to learn that I am control. I am in control of my life and my world. The world that I create for myself, I am in control. For a long time, I felt like I had no control over my life. I prayed and waited to be grown and to have the opportunity to be able to have rights over myself. I waited to be an adult. I looked forward to being grown. I no longer wanted to be a child. I never enjoyed my childhood. I felt like it was a living nightmare. And at times when people would say I would give anything to be a child, I would pray against it and say, Lord, please don't send me back. But today, I stand in my truth. And I realized that I was, yes, raped. I was, yes, molested. I was, yes, mistreated. I was, yes, suicidal. And I went through a lot of things. But I realized today that my yesterday doesn't determine my tomorrow. I realize that I am in control and that I indeed have power. I realize that I am a lioness and I realize that God loves me. My life is not a curse. My life is not an accident. But my life is on purpose. I indeed have a purpose. I have a mission. I have a calling. I am chosen. I am not an accident. It took me a long time, to get to where I'm at today. To be able to stand here and to tell you my truth. To be able to tell you my story. To be able to share with you my scars, my pain, and my secrets. It took a long time for me to be able to just speak up and just say some of the things, a few of the things, a lot of the things that I've been through. But I can stand and tell you my story today because I realize that it may make a difference for some young girl, some young woman, some male, some man. I was abandoned. That's how I ended up in foster care. I went through being abandoned. I didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel important. I didn't feel like anyone loved me. I didn't feel special. I didn't feel love. I was neglected as a child. I didn't get the love that I needed. I didn't get the attention that was needed. I was placed into foster care at the age of 14. My grandmother gained full custody of me. I was very insecure. I had very low self-esteem. I failed to love myself. I failed to see myself in the mirror. I hated the person that I seen. I hated my life. I hated me. I hated in and everything. I felt ashamed. I felt powerless. I felt embarrassed. I felt invisible. I felt unimportant. I felt no love. Because I had no counseling or no therapy, how I felt and the things that I went through carried into my adulthood. At the age of 18, I had a hard time being able to be responsible and provide and take care of myself. When it came time to face the world, I wasn't prepared and I wasn't ready. I struggled with being insecure. I struggled with having self-confidence. I struggled with loving the ones that I seen in the mirror. I struggled with holding up my head and being proud of who I was. I lived my life every day as a victim. I lived my life every day ashamed, embarrassed. I walked with my head down. I lived like I was a victim. I was afraid of just being myself. I was afraid to shine bright. I was afraid to smile. I was afraid to live. I was afraid of just being myself. After such an experience, I was diagnosed with PTSD. I was diagnosed with psychosis. I was diagnosed with manic depression. I was diagnosed with bipolar. I woke up every day with death on my mind. I woke up every day disappointed because I didn't die in my sleep. I woke up every day sad, depressed, and miserable. I woke up every day feeling unimportant. I lived sad, depressed, lonely, desperate, insecure. I lived in the bed all the time. I slept all the time. I wasn't active. All I did was watch TV and stayed isolated to myself. I was hard on myself for a lot of things that happened to me. I blamed myself a lot. I blamed other people. I was angry, frustrated, and mad. I failed to understand things that I've went through. I failed to comprehend the traumatic experience. I am not a victim, but I am a survivor. I was once a victim of rape, a victim of child abuse, a victim of being bullied, a victim I once was. But today I am a survivor. No longer a victim, but I am a survivor. I am a overcomer. I am a warrior. I am still standing strong. I want to let you know that you matter. I want to let you know that you still have power. I want to let you know, no matter the scars, no matter the secrets, no matter the pain, you do matter. I want you to know you have the power and you are in control of your world. If you don't like it, you have the power to change it. I want to encourage you to hold up your head. I want to encourage you to not live your life as a mute, but to speak bold and let the world hear you, because you are somebody and you indeed matter. You heard it from your one and your only Lynnrestorelovee.